So anyways, I told her if she was thirsty. Oh, here we are.
Here we are. We've changed venues.
Back again this week with the show.
For show.
For show. First up, I like to take out the trash early. Celebrity news.
Celebrity news. The trash.
If you didn't know, Spencer Pratt was arrested in Costa Rica this weekend for apparent gun possession at the airport.
What's he trying to keep Heidi off his back?
It seems like a sad story though, doesn't it, James?
I mean, what does a rich guy like him need to be running around with guns for?
I think it would have been even a better story. The gun backfired, and maybe he bled out from his stomach painfully.
That would be humorous.
Also reports that models with gap teeth are in now. I guess it's easier for them to blow their way to the top of the scene.
I don't really have a problem with a gap tooth model, as long as she's not a mouth model.
Hey, that makes sense. I guess the next fad will either be models with cross eyes or unibrows.
I don't take offense to that joke.
No offense given. In world news, an article recently released shows that there is a rise in Muslims facing racism in the workplace.
Give the Muslims a break. I mean, if every other country hated Christians, we wouldn't be welcome anywhere.
Dear Muslims, you live in America. Wake up. You might want to start powwowing with all the rest of the races that Whitey doesn't like.
I mean, white folks do tend to have a bias. I'll admit to that.
Yeah,
a lot of them do.
Most white people like white people.
Yeah.
They cut it right there.
Yeah.
Irish Prime Minister Brian Cohen was recently accused of being drunk during an interview.
Irish guy drunk?
I don't know. Do you have a better odds of winning the lottery?
I'll just leave it at that.
I would be more concerned if he wasn't hammered. I think there's something in their constitution that he had to sign and agree to that.
Drink. You must drink before 9 a.m.
Sounds like
daily.
A good job to me, James. A baby was recently born on an airplane to the Philippines, but abandoned by its mother in the bathroom trash.
I just at a loss for words. Mom, wake up. Babies can't live in the trash.
Babies sure can't live in the trash. Surprising enough, the baby speaks 3 languages and can complete complex physics problems at such an early age.
Really?
No, James. I just had to say something to brighten up this story. I hope this mother rots in hell.
Amen.
Now on to U.S. news. Harrisburg University,
Someone's had a few nips. Somebody's Irish.
recently banned students from the use of Facebook and Twitter for a week.
Good. As I think they should. It should probably be a semester.
It is an educational institute. They say the studies will show how the students will react without their precious social networks.
They're probably gonna go crazy.
Look out, liquor stores and boozing spots. There are gonna be a lot of angry drunks on your hands.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's an escaped spider monkey in San Antonio. You know, James, those Texans come up with some crazy names for them Hispanics.
I believe it's actually a monkey, Spank.
They have monkeys called spider monkeys?
Yes.
That's a little confusing. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Spider Monkey. I hope you're safe and not offended by my Latin American comments. Basketball head injuries are up among kids.
Whatever happened to walk it off? Walk it off.
Shake it off, little Billy. Just a ball to the head.
Walk it off.
Elbow to the temple.
Walk it off.
Looks like there's too many white kids playing basketball these days.
Everybody knows white men can't jump.
Can't play ball either.
Can't get out of the way of flying elbows, apparently.
On to health and wellness. A restaurant in North Carolina has banned screaming kids from their restaurant. Your kid screams, better get ready for the bill and hit the bricks.
Well, my experience, the kids are screaming the time the drinks are at the table. This restaurant's not going to make a whole lot of money.
Well, James, some people don't like screaming kids. What can you say?
I mean, I understand that, but how do you get a kid to stop screaming? Leave him in the car? Then you're a bad parent.
He's at a restaurant. Shove his mouth full of food.
But if you got to wait for the food to get there.
Yeah, faster service is what this restaurant
That's
needs.
what they need, faster service. Or perhaps some complimentary bread. Complimentary something kids like to eat.
Crayons for them to chew on.
Something. As long as they're not lead-based.
No. Excellent point. Restroom spies say that more people are washing their hands these days. First off, how does this interview go? Okay, sir, we're gonna need you to act like you're taking a shit for 8 hours and tell us how many people wash their hands while you're doing so.
Last thing I want to be is a spy looking over someone's shoulder while he's trying to rub one off in the bathroom during his lunch break.
I mean, how many times would this guy get socked in the jaw? What can you say? Restroom spies, be on the
I
lookout.
don't know if I'm more disturbed by the word spies or the fact that they're watching you in the restroom. I'm pretty open. I'll let you know what I'm doing. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you if you want me to.
Exactly, I've seen pictures.
I was going to say, you can ask any of my pals.
Maybe he looks like the janitor or something. It just confused me.
I don't know. Bathroom attendant.
On to the next story. The world's largest chocolate bar was recently made, weighing in at a whopping 5 tons, and it's up for sale.
Gee, what are you going to do with 5 tons of chocolate? Fill the bathtub up and make love in it?
5, 6 times over.
Yeah, you can fill up a lot of bathtubs. You might as well fill up your hot tub. I don't know how that'd work for your jets.
Who knows? I got an idea. Those contestants on this year's Biggest Loser are sure up saving to win that money. I know where it's going.
The Biggest Loser. They'll
5
be back
tons
next
of chocolate.
season. They'll be back next season.
Oh well for that guy.
The most clogged arteries.
Now on to a new segment we like to call our Top 5. Recently, a Ryanair CEO raised the question, why does every plane have 2 pilots? And we're here to answer that question for you with our Top 5.
Top 5.
Coming in at number 5. One pilot has to fly the plane while the other bangs the stewardess.
I thought that was kind of part of the job. I thought it was one of the perks.
It sounds like a perk to me. But you sure wouldn't want that lonely pilot up there jerking off on the controls. Imagine what happens when a key gets stuck. Landing gear doesn't come down. More to blame than just your sore elbow.
Oh, number 4. You have to have one pilot driving while the other one works the iPod.
Good point, James. What would be music without flying through the skies? You can't shuffle around the iPod while you're driving. We've all been there.
Well, yeah. No
He's
need
got
to
a bigger
elaborate.
he's got a bigger road to work with, but I think there's a lot more going on there.
I think so too. A lot more at stake.
Number 3. One pilot has to mix the drinks, of course.
Who doesn't drink while they're flying? Just something about being up 30,000 feet in the air makes me thirsty.
Exactly. It's just thinking about when will I get back down. I better consume now.
Consume now, see if it works.
Who knows?
Number 2, you have to have one pilot on bird patrol. It's been an awful lot of bird strikes lately.
Those damn seagulls, they got some vengeance, I tell you.
I don't know if they're jealous or angry or what it is.
Perhaps they should have some device that shoots bread the other way so the birds will...
Then you get your plane windshield covered in bird shit.
Fill them up. They'll get you one way. Shit on you or clog your engine. And the number 1 reason why every plane has 2 pilots. It takes 2 pilots to work the autopilot. I don't know how to do this.
Hey,
Get the manual out.
Where's the button?
Is it the one that says autopilot?
I think it's here. Here, you push the other side.
Sounds good. Let's get to it. Now on to one of our favorite topics. Fantasy football. Who do you think will shine this week, James?
I don't know. It's not going to be Matt Stafford. I'm pretty certain of
I
that.
think we proved that point.
Yeah.
Good pick last week, though, I have to say.
I must say I'm not the one to take advice to. I lost in both my leagues. In one league, I'm in dead last. In the other league, I'm only in front of one person, and that's this guy.
Shamefully enough, probably I put up a third amount of the points of the top scorer in our league. I have to give a good hoorah to my team.
Hurrah!
I tell you what, though, this week my pickup is Michael Vick. I am at the pound and I'm letting the dogs loose on this one. I got confidence in you, buddy. Any games you're gonna watch?
I'm gonna try and catch them all. Gonna try and catch them all.
Well, that's the point of the season, but is there a specific one you're going to try to make?
I definitely want to catch that Green Bay game. I got Aaron Rodgers. Want to see if he won't shit the bed this week like he did last week.
Makes sense, makes sense. I continue my man crush on Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a fine gentleman. He plays well. He's going to put up big numbers against Buffalo.
Possibly. I'd look for Green Bay's D to put up bigger numbers, probably.
Well, that's very honest of you coming from a Buffalo fan.
Got a bad O-line.
I see I got to watch the Manning brothers go at it. I mean, imagine as Peyton opens up young Eli's Christmas present this year and finds news clippings from the Giants' victory over the Colts. What bragging rights. But then, of course, Peyton will just beat the hell out of him. Brotherly love, he'll say.
Brotherly love. I'm telling Dad.
Well, son, toughen up.
Walk it off. What
do you think, James? Any other things football related you want to bring to the fans?
Just keep tuned in, man.
Keep the fantasy alive.
Keep the fantasy
It's just
alive.
week 2 now. Don't start dropping your roster too soon, folks.
Don't panic. It's a long season. All you gotta do is hang in there till playoff time.
Make sure you're checking the waiver wires at work. Constantly. My final game to watch is Oakland versus St. Louis. Not so much for the competition, but this one's a little inspiration for those young pros out there. Watch this game. These are the players you don't want to end up like.
You don't want to be like them.
And that's the fantasy football wrap-up. Well, our time here is up, but you can catch us next week, anytime you choose.
Of course, after you post the show.
Sure, that's what makes sense. Signing off, this is Spank, aka the big boss that listens to Diana Ross.
And as always, I'm the James.
Take care.
Have a good one.